kind of thinking about it the other day, and it's like, okay, so if somebody's gonna ask, like, what is the Slant Six sound, and I kind of came up with a little recipe that seems to fit to me. I don't know if Chris would agree, but I just thought, you know, back in the 70s, if you had put, say, Jimi Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan and, say, George Thorogood and Lynyrd Skynyrd in a blender, you would have had a baby band back then. And I think that particular band now, through evolution, would be doing what we're doing now. So it kind of, the evolution of all these styles kind of blended in is what I hear when I listen to what you do. And basically, that's the way I would look at the style.
Yeah, and on my end, I would add 2 small spices, DC Top, and Motorhead.
Yeah, the name Slant Six, the reason for the name Slant Six was, well, when we were looking for a name, we tossed a bunch of ideas around, and there were 6 of us at the time. We all like driving cars, and the idea of the cars and everything that it represents, muscle cars, the older cars and stuff like that. It just seemed to fit really well with the style of music we were doing. So the idea came up with Slant Six, and all 6 of us at the time really liked the idea. So it's where we went with that. It just seems to fit what we were doing and all that.
The type of music we do is basically blues. Like we go from a base of blues because we like that, we like the groove of it, and then from there, I think you'd agree with me, it's open to all the musicians, because in the band we got lucky because we were all able to compose, so which is something just super cool. So everybody brings something to the band, so it's blues, but it goes rock, it goes heavier, and it goes according to the song too. Sometimes Sasha is putting a voice in it and you feel like you have to apply the pressure. And all the musicians in the band, I would say, were eclectic regarding the styles, and that's what makes Slant Six Slant Six. Like right now, I think we found the band where we are right now, because it took a bit of time. There's been musicians leaving for projects or personal reasons and all that, and well, find musicians to cover, and regarding our expectations anyways, right? Sasha's expectations too. Same thing more or less happened to me. I would say I was like lucky in that I got involved in Slant Six. It was a pretty cool adventure.
Mike likes to put together arrangements and stuff, or you'll have an idea for a lick. A lot of times it starts just, there's this little cool riff, and so you'll bring that out of the jam and just start playing around it, and then see what we like, and then quite often it's just we piece something together from that, and not just Mike. I mean, everybody kind of brings ideas pretty much in the same way.
No, not at all. Is that sweat?
You're a funny fucking guy. I mean,
He can't hear you.
really? Can you hear me?
Got me real fast, eh?
You can hear me.
He can't hear you.
Yeah, you can. Look, the overheads are fucking on. You should be able to hear everything.
Right? Huh? I didn't hear that.
What do you mean?
I got the buzz in the headphone. I couldn't hear what you just. It's kind of a new adventure. I was discovering a style I didn't really know. I heard it, but I never really played that before. And well, I like music anyway, so it was really cool to try that. And started doing some stuff a bit like the dual style and stuff like that, you know. So it was trippy. It was really cool, and still now. And also meeting the guys, that does a lot to the band too. You know, when you're cool with everyone in your band, you make cool stuff. The music you do is just fluid. So that was kind of the feeling I had with the meeting when I went to Slant Six for playing. I was having fun, and I was happy to see that they were having fun too. I was like, wow, that's cool. That's exactly what I like, right? And I got called back like, yeah, next week and all that. Oh, awesome. I'm in the band, and I'm in Slant Six, and I'm just doing blues, you know. And I really like, from the start, Sasha's voice. He does a lot too, like, you know, you can have a kind of, sometimes I think, with musicians, you know, you can be a good musician, but if you can't cope with a certain style in the band or something like that, it's not easy to find the people to do a good band and be like a real family, you know. That's what it is.
Day one, well, we didn't record much, but we spent a few hours on the drums, got everything lined up, sounding good. Pretty happy with
That's as loud as you going?
how things turned out.
I can
And,
go
yeah,
live.
we have a good drum sound. We were off to a good start there.
Yeah.
Off to a good start. Should be a good day.
I'm a drummer that loves music, so I built a studio.
Nice.
You know, I've been playing for a lot of years, and I just think that that there's a lot of places out there that charge a little bit too much to go and do an album or do an EP. So for me, it's all about doing what I can for musicians, right? Me being one of them. So I get to record for a good price, and I think other people do too. So and the product is top end. So
Awesome.
that's kind of what we do.
Well, yeah, working with Jeff is like I worked with him on different projects also in the past, and this was no different. He knows what he's doing, and he looks at the direction of the band wants to go with the songs, and he helps the band get there with his view of it, and his view of the project. So he lets you do what you want, but he's not shy about putting in ideas or putting in suggestions, and always to help the song and help the band. So Jeff works out of the Rock Lodge over in Redwater, and it's a modest studio, but he has all the gear and all the compressors, mixers, board, and he's got everything you need for decent quality recording. And yeah, it's easy working with him. He respects what you're doing, and everything he says is to help the project. So it's really fun to work with the guy. the roots of jazz and blues are really not all that far apart. Really. Go back in the old days, it was the same people playing the blues and the jazz. So, and the progression of that keeps the roots. So, Cyrus Bree coming into the band fit a whole lot more than maybe people might have thought. And it takes the band also. It's not a different direction, but it adds to the sound quite a bit. Right? So we have two guitars now playing two different things, as opposed to sometimes in the past we've had two guitars pretty much playing the same thing. So, and I think that just fills out a song.
Oh shit. For the rest of my days, when I look in the mirror, wanna see my own eyes without the disguise.
It's like an engine. If you don't have the 6 pistons doing their job, it wouldn't move, right? I think that's just natural. All these musicians, like I said, we just came together and it works. So from there, I don't know what you think. But
I think it has a lot to do with what everybody has in common is the appreciation of music. So even if we have all the different backgrounds, when somebody brings an idea for a song or for just a riff, Cyrus may bring something a little jazzier, a little more, fusion, but when the band starts jamming to it, inevitably the style of the band starts taking over that particular riff. So, and the jazz stays into it, but the blues is put on top, the rock is put on top, the metal, and sometimes even you might even find a little country-ish thing in the music, and I think that's the color of the band, actually. So. What Chris brings to the band is, of course, his background in music. He came from a very different style of music when he was doing his bands in Europe and such. And when we picked him up, he was working with a cover band. So when he came into the band, his approach to the blues is what was interesting. He hadn't really played it, but he liked it, so for him working on it and with his own background, what he comes up with when he does, when he works on the drum part, is always very interesting because you hear the colors of his, his past, plus him giving us his version of what he's learned on the blues and on top of it. So when you listen to Chris play drums, there's basically not ever a basic blues drumming part in what he's doing. But if you really listen to it, it's there, just colored.
Depending on what the musicians are doing, I'm following, I'm keeping track. So whenever there's a progression in whoever's doing something, I would tend to follow that to support it with the drums, right? with Steve, sorry, it's something he's got. It's natural. Steve's been playing bass for years and years and years, right? Like all of us. So he knows his instrument. So it's always fluid with Steve. Like from day one. Like again, if we were not really good working together, you wouldn't. There would have been not a clash, but maybe one of us would be playing in another band, or But from the start, like I say, drum and bass with Steve was just cool because I like groovy stuff and I like drums, and he likes his bass. So drum and bass, same band doing stuff like that. Sometimes we disagree on beats and things like that, but that's normal. Like to progress, you need that kind of I would say objective criticisms. That's what happens, and of course we're adults, right? We're not kids, so when we talk in the band, we talk, right? Yeah. So that's how it works. So with Steve, it's like all of the rest of the band members. It's fluid. It's neat. It's good. It's good. It's awesome.
I'm doing chorus, and then there's a line in each verse that. I'll just press record and you want to do it. Yeah.
Well, okay, the songs are about personal experience or things I've seen and heard around, society. So you take Blue Collar Blues. Blue Collar Blues basically came to mind, the lyrics of it came to mind when everybody started losing work here in Alberta with the oil crisis. People losing jobs left and right, and what that's like. I mean, it was such an alarming rate here in Alberta that I just felt we had to say something about it. But you only have like 2-3 minutes to approach a subject, so like putting it together in a sense that people can relate to it and say, yeah, I know what he's talking about. This is, so that's what that song was. Shedding Tears. Shedding Tears is basically about getting to a certain point in life and looking back and realizing, gee, I got all these things I wanted to do, I haven't done them yet, and so it's time to get on it and get these things done. Like radio dudes, self-evident. Talking about the radio and the struggles of indie bands for getting airplay and getting out to them. That's what that one is about. You've got to get back into a situation that everybody's lived through. You're in. It's like that guy that walks into wherever it is, a bar or a party or something like that, and you just know that you're gonna have a hard time with this guy. So and how you deal with that situation. So that's relatable to almost everyone. Bring on a Storm is really about struggles that people live through, but different. Trying to bring in all the struggles of life, address them all in a song, which is kind of challenging. But it could be about a bad relationship. It could be about how you just lost your job and all the bills just landed in the mailbox. It can be about just how your life takes that unexpected twist, and how every time you seem to be dealing with something, it seems like something else just comes to hit you. But also about appreciating the moments, the good moments of life. You get those times where it's like, things are going okay, and you just kind of okay. Why am I doing well? Like, what's coming around the corner, right? And there's so that's something about I think everybody experiences like in a different way. That's what that song is about. So the lyrics, that's where they went. where I'd like to see this album going is basically just get out to the people, and the idea is to grow the fan base and give people a way to discover the band and want to come out to the shows. So that we can deliver our show to them. And now with the album done, we're concentrating on putting on a good show for the people, a good visual to go with these tracks. And so the idea is to bring people some excitement, so that they want to come to the show.
Hey, I'm Mike.
And I'm Steve.
I'm Chris.
I'm Cyrus.
I'm Sash, and we are Slant Six.